I'm not sure what the time is, but I can confidently say good afternoon, everyone. I am the Odoyo Owidi. Many have interacted with me physically, and many others in the cyberspace, the very place we want to regulate, the very place we want to protect you in, so that you can interact with me safely and with many others. That cyberspace is not for young people only. It is for everyone. And any law that is put there binds everyone. Sometimes back, President Uhuru Kenyatta was bullied until he pulled out of the cyberspace. In 2017, Brenda Akinyi was bullied until she committed suicide. And I also know many times I have reposted things I have picked from the cyberspace which have really embarrassed me. So, in a country like Kenya, where we have very many educated people, very many people who mean well, we must from time to time revise our laws and also enact new ones as time changes, as technology changes, as economy goes up, as people learn new ways of committing crimes. For example, there was a part of that 2018 cybercrime law which used the word access. But as time went on, it was discovered that that is very difficult to argue in court, because we can access your laptop from a remote area. And that, the dictionary meaning of access would not work. That is why from time to time, we also need to change the definition of terms that we use in law. I am not going to want to deny anybody the opportunity to scrutinize every law and see where it affects you. But when you want to put a law that prevents making noise, the makangas will not allow you to. Because for them, that is their game. They think they are the only would-be victims. People who use the cyberspace always think that that place shouldn't be regulated. But I can tell you for free, you will also one day be a victim of unregulated cyberspace. You will be. I'm sure you have even been before, but it wasn't big enough to bring you down like it has brought others. We can only look at the ones that are there that are not so good. Then we deal with them. You know, it takes one or two or even just three buttons to delete something that has caused damage. That is why that law was being amended to say the police can ambush you and get it and use it to prosecute you if you have caused pain to some people. But I want you to look at the analogy between the physical world and the cyber world. In the physical world, there can be physical bullying, not only by word of mouth, but physical punches and kicks. In the cyberspace, it can also happen in the cyber language. And it can cause you a lot of pain until you don't sleep. Probably until you even go to hospital. So before we go to the details of different sections of those laws that offend you, let us just accept that the law is necessary. It was after Brenda Akinyi died in 2017 that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Law was enacted. And because of that, people didn't make so much a noise about it. There are things which happen in our lives to inspire enactment of new laws and revision of old ones. And it must happen. And I can tell you also for free, where politicians are involved, there is no law they don't want to challenge. It even gets worse if they don't like the person in power. They will challenge every law, each and every one. Because human beings, we like status quo. We like the comfort zone we find ourselves in. That is why you find yourself in a church and you don't challenge it and you don't want to hear about another one. You want to remain there and there, even if Pastor Nganga is slapping you in church. My friends, let us be dynamic. Let's change with the times. Let's embrace new ideas. Let's embrace new things, new laws, and new everything. And also, in matters politics, we normally want to compare because that is when you know the motive. If you don't compare what happened in 2014, 2017, 2022, and 2025, you will not know the motive of those politicians. Because human beings like me and you, it just takes word of mouth to make you commit suicide, to make you kill another person, to make you believe somebody so bad, even if it's somebody you have lived with 30 years next door. One day the jirani will come and tell you very many things in 2 minutes, and you want to kill. And yet you have been living with him there for 30 years and seeing him, and you never thought he was that bad. Because emotions impede our judgment. All you need to do with you is raise your emotions. Create fear in you. Sometimes it's not even fear we create to impede your judgment. We can even create love in you, and it will impede your judgment. So let us go back and look at this. I am not saying that law is 100% good. In fact, I don't agree with the 20 million fine. I don't agree with it. Because most of us who commit crimes, many times it is not premeditated. Many times. I have a little story of what happened. I used to be chairman of an organization called Lake Basin Development Authority. And Lake Basin Development Authority was developed sometimes in 2012 to 2013. And it was to cost about 4.6 billion. And then the government did not have money. So the contractor agreed to borrow money to do it, and then you'll be paid as money is collected. But then the case went to EACC that there were some improprieties in the building of the whole thing because they decided that the cost is very high. What they were complaining about in the media every day, that the people who developed it stole 4.6 billion that was used to build it. So when I got tired of every day you see a report in the media, stolen, they will be arrested, and it made it difficult for that mall to get business. So I decided to personally walk to EACC and ask them one question. If you say these people stole 4.6 billion, what did they use to build the mall that are standing there? Sometimes people do things to make it difficult for others so that they can get something out. So I told them, you started investigating this mall in 2014. Today we are in 2019. And you are still writing letters. And some documents you have asked for them 4 times. Don't you think you are mischievous? And I was a government official, and I stood right. After 2 weeks, they arrested the people, and the case now is out. And nobody has been convicted. But the whole thing ran for 6 years, and it made that mall become a ghost town. So it takes bold people like you and me to make things right. But let us be fair. Let us not be moved by politicians. Politicians are born liars. You know, there was a time Uhuru Kenyatta said he wanted to make Raila Odinga the president. And he said, I'll take you to climb Mount Kenya. He never took him there even once. Because he was only taking him if the BBI passed so that he becomes prime minister. An executive one who appoints the cabinet. Today he has popped up with Matiang'i. Matiang'i was in the mountain the other day. Politicians are interesting people. They will not take you through fairness. They will take you through things that make them get what they want. Thank you.
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job. And that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjegero.co.ke.